everybody. Welcome to OtakuCast.
Hello, welcome to Otaku class, everyone. We're gonna be learning you some otaku stuff.
Welcome to Angels always messes up the intro, the welcome, whatever. I don't know, but we're glad you're here.
When
Anyway,
have you
either
not
way,
messed up the intro?
you're right.
When have you done it proper?
I don't know. I get fat tongued, and I just can't. The brain, I think my mouth moves faster than my brain. I think that's the problem.
Well,
But yeah, I'll get right on that. Just snap my fingers. But anyway,
yes.
We're glad you guys are here. I am Angel's Calamity. You should know me by now, I hope. I have a little YouTube channel where I do Let's Plays and fun stuff like that. There will be a Beat Saber video coming up very soon.
I don't believe you.
They have a new BTS pack. Not a big thing with K-pop, but I'm gonna play it and I'm gonna see what the big thing with K-pop is.
I like some K-pop. I don't like BTS. Fight me.
Fight him in the. I don't know BTS. Fight him in the comments. I am not involved in this. But
I prefer Psy.
This is my lovely co-host, Directionally Challenged.
Hi, I'm Directionally Challenged. I injured my wrist.
How'd you do that?
Trying to get out of bed.
If this was a post show, I would suggest ways that you probably did.
Yeah, I literally put my hand down wrong, and I broke my wrist as a kid, and they didn't set it right, so I injure my wrists easily.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But, we got a lot of fun stuff to talk about today. We're going to first hit up some otaku news, and then we're going to talk about our favorite horror anime. So you guys better stick around for that. And after that, we're going to discuss Anime Club, and that's about it, and some Empire news, and then that's about it for our show today. What are you excited for, DC? Tell us about our first news story.
I'm going to pick the one I'm most excited for, then.
Okay. Because that first one we had pulled up was kind of sad, so we'll save that for a minute.
We're going to be talking Yu Yu Hakusho stage play, second part, unveiling key visuals and casts, costumes, and all the like. The stage play is going to debut in December in Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto. Huh?
I mean, I've never seen Yu Yu Hakusho, but there's a bunch of new visuals. You'll find this link in our Discord, or you could just Google it.
I gotta admit, they did a really good job on the cast.
Look, I'm looking at them right now, and I haven't seen the show, but I've seen, you know what I mean? And they look fantastic. They do. I'm scrolling through the visuals now, and
I gotta.
Siryu is that he looks like a bad guy. Whoever his actor is, they just nailed him. They nailed it.
Yes. It's based off of the Holy Beast arc. Do you know about the 4 Holy Beasts? They guard.
I know.
They guard north, south, east, and west.
Yeah.
Suzaku, Seiryu, Byakuya, Genbu.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Kuji Masano, the writer and script supervisor of the Tokyo Ghoul anime, hopefully the first season and as after the first season, Tokyo Ghoul just. But we're not talking about that. But he's directing and scripting the stage play, and the first part of the play ran at Tokyo Theater 1010, Osaka's Mirimonia Pilati Hall, Fukikawa's Momochi Palace, and Archie's Ichimoya Community.
Ichinomiya.
Community Hall from August to September of 2019, which is awesome.
Togashi of Hunter x Hunter published the original Yu Yu Hakusho manga from 1990 to 1994 until Shonen Jump tried to get him to do the ending that they wanted, and he said, nah, and they said, well, if you don't, we'll fire you, and he said, I quit.
That's a mad respect, though. Gotta have respect for the, creative continuity or something like that.
The cojones on that man.
There you go.
He quit. He came back with Hunter x Hunter and has taken so many hiatuses and has literally, I read Hunter x Hunter. He submitted sketches and they printed it. He has the cojones to just be like, nah, this is what you get. And Shun's just like, all right, sir. We'll publish it.
Honestly, I love that because I love like certain books or animes, and then when it's converted and turned into something else, and then the creator's just like, do whatever you want with it. That pisses me off.
Yes, Chase. He is a mad lad, and I love him. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's really awesome to see Yu Yu Hakusho coming back. We've got like a whole bunch of the characters have been shown. I'm not going to go through all of the cast, but I will state they're as accurate as you could probably get in real life. And it's amazing that they found any dude that's even relatively close to the younger Tagoro brother, because he's like 7'2" and a like the Rock.
Look, they all, as I said, I haven't watched like the show, but I've seen the characters and they
It's
all look
awesome.
fantastic. So
Yes, it's an amazing show. I loved it a lot as a kid.
now for some more somber news is
Yep.
unfortunately Kirby Morrow, the Canadian voice actor, passed away at the age of 47 this last week. He was known for both
Very
his live
young.
action and voice acting performances, most notably for his roles in the anime series like Inuyasha and Gundam Wing. He was a voice actor of Moroku, if you guys are
Yep.
struggling to place him. And I
He
am
was
still working my way through Inuyasha, and that just hits me harder. I'm just like,
he yeah, he was Troa Barton from Gundam Wing. He was the acrobatist. He worked in a circus.
among his first roles were characters in Mobile Suit Gundam and MS Gundam, Char, Counterattack. His first major role was Gundam Wing's Troya Barton, which would end up being a
Yep.
character he played in subsequent miniseries and games after. His other notable anime roles include Van Fannel in Escaflowne, love that anime. Moroku, I know it's a mecha, it's one of the few that I like. Mainly because it turns into a dragon, not gonna lie.
Of
But
course.
don't add. I knew it. I didn't even have to say anything. I knew I'd be added
He
in chat anyway.
he
But
was
Moroku and Inuyasha, Yuki Aiba in Infinite Rivus, Michelangelo in various Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle
Turtle
series.
series, Cyclops in
Cy-
X-Men Evolution, which was that's pretty cool.
that
I
is
liked
cool.
X-Men Evolution.
It's
Cole in
chilly in here, so I
Lego
have a blanket.
Ninjago, and he played Captain Dave Kleinman in Stargate Atlantis and Benny in Legion.
But
It's
very cool.
yeah, it's
Very
sad he
well
passed, and
known. Yeah. And this
the
means that Yashahime,
yeah.
so the spin off of Inuyasha, will likely be among Amaro's final roles. Earlier in November 2020, the official cast announcements confirmed he would reprise his role as Moroku, as would Richard Cox as Inuyasha, Jill Michaels as
So
Sango, so on and so
yeah,
forth. Yeah.
sounds like they're gonna need to get a new
But
Morocco, sadly.
unfortunate. And look, he
Yeah,
was a great voice actor. He was. It's sad.
he
It's
was.
sad.
He had some roles I really liked. I
And we
mean,
have another
Michelangelo is
sad
my favorite Ninja
news.
Turtle, so
We have another sad news, DC. Do you want to handle this one?
what's our new sad news?
Our other sad news was the
I don't
Toy
want
Group
to.
chairman,
Yep, Toei Group
Yasuke
Chairman
Okida.
Yusuke Okada
Yusuke,
passes away
excuse
at
me.
71, but 71, that's a long life at least.
That is.
Okada served as president and CEO of the company from 2002 to 2014. Toei announced on Friday that the Toei Group chairman Yusuke Okada, birth name Tsuyoshi Okada, passed away on Wednesday. He was 71. Okada
Yeah,
was born in 1949. He joined Toei in 1988,
the
became a board
year
member in
I was born.
1992, then a managing director in 2000, and then the president and CEO in 2002. In 2014, he moved from the position of representative director and group chairman. At the time of his death, he was also managing director for Toei Animation. Okada was an actor and producer before he started working for Toei. He was the son of Shigeru Okada, who served as president of Toei for 22 years and as chairman for 9 years. Shigeru Okada passed away in 2011. Yusuke Okada has
And
previously served as chairman of the Motion Picture Producers Association of Japan. That is a really long name.
yeah, it is. And look, and he's just that's sad, but he did have a
Yes,
long
sad
life, and he
times.
has a lot of things he's done. And
Yeah, he
Bio in
did a
chat says, "I
ton.
grew up with his voice. It's sad." I did too, Bio. I did too. And Chase gives
Yeah.
us an F in chat. But let's
It's
find
sad,
some.
and Toei, if you guys don't know Toei, they're pretty much the premier animation group.
Yeah, they pretty much are. They've done so many things. It'd take us all day to list them. But
Yeah.
on to some happier news here. Koro Koro Comics cover designer sets Guinness Book World Record. Tajiri Sasuke is
Toriji.
34 year. Tajiri? What?
Toriji
Toriji
Sasaki.
Sasaki. Okay. 34-year career as a cover designer has been recognized. Shoga Kukan announced
There
on
you go.
Wednesday that the Guinness World Records has recognized Tajiri
Yes,
Sasaki
Bio.
as the longest running cover designer. I can learn for a children's magazine. Sasaki has been designing the covers for Shogakukan's Kuro Kuro comics
Shogakukan.
for 34 years since 1986.
Yes.
That's where I was expecting you to
I
pick
was
up.
gonna say
And
Biohazard. I was gonna say Biohazard says may he and his family find peace. And yes, I hope that both of their
yes, me too.
families are able to find peace. But yes, Shogakukan launched its magazine with the first issue on April 15th, 1977, collected chapters of the Doraemon manga. Ooh, they did Doraemon. Beginning in 1979, the magazine became a monthly publication. In 1997, Korokoro Comics had printed as many as 2 million copies for a single issue. The magazine has published manga for other franchises such as Pokemon, Kaito Joker, Yokai Watch, Puzzles and Dragons, and 100% Pascal Sensei, all of which also have tie in anime.
Which is awesome. Good for him. I really feel like that's a really an achievement. That's a long time to be doing any sort of job, let
Yes, it
alone
is.
drawing and designing, and that's awesome. I really think it's cool. What's our
It is
next
very
news
cool.
story? Do we
Uh,
have some
the
more good news?
the Rising of the Shield Hero anime gets a smartphone RPG. Have you guys
Ooh,
seen the Rising of the Shield Hero?
I have not, but I've heard it's good.
Oh, it is. It's good. It's a sad tale of betrayal and political distrust and
Hmm.
many other things that happen. I feel really bad for the Shiro hero, but it basically follows four heroes. The main focus is on the shield hero, who is distrusted by basically everyone. The other heroes are the bow hero, sword hero, and spear hero, who all
Shield
hate him.
Hero, let's get a little shafted that in that, yeah.
Yeah, he gets horribly shafted. But he has probably the coolest power, and I like him as a character because he does grow and goes through so much. But the official Twitter account of the Rising of the Shield Hero anime announced on Friday that the anime is inspiring a role-playing game app titled The Rise of the Shield Hero Re-Rise for iOS and Android devices, pre-registration open for the smartphone app, and a campaign is offering in-game rewards depending on how many people pre-register. Whew.
Which is
I don't know
awesome.
how I feel about it though.
A website open for the game and will unveil a promotional video and more information on the game soon. One Piece books, which is like peace, like War and Peace, not like
Piece.
that.
Not like One Piece, the amazing manga and anime series.
Did it again. Is releasing his
You're
original
welcome.
novel series and adaptation in English, and the
Yeah,
publisher describes the novels for the
yeah.
first volume.
If you don't really know, the
But you
Rising
pretty
of the
much
Shield Hero is actually a light novel turned into a manga turned into an anime.
like another.
Pretty much, yeah. Biohazard says, "Ha, there it is. Yes, it's every single cast.
Look, I let you have that one. I let you have that one. Let's
It's
be
never
real.
gonna not happen.
It's gonna not happen someday.
Nah, it's never gonna not happen."
Neofumi Iwatani
Now
was an
Fumi Iwatani,
yeah, uncharismatic otaku who spends his
uncharismatic
days on.
otaku. Yeah.
That's what I said. On his,
Charismatic is what you said.
do you just want to read it? You
Yes.
can read it.
Now, Fumi
You can read
Iwatani,
it.
an uncharismatic otaku who spends his days on games and manga, suddenly finds himself summoned to a parallel universe. He discovers he is one of four heroes equipped with legendary weapons and tasked with saving the world from its prophesied destruction. As the shield hero, the weakest of the heroes, all is not as it seems. Now, Fumi is soon alone, penniless, and betrayed. With no one to turn to and nowhere to run, he is left with only his shield. Now Naofumi must rise to become the legendary shield hero and save the world.
Yay! The Rising of the Shield Hero anime series premiered a 2-hour special in January 2019 and ran for 25 episodes. And yeah, I mean, if you want like the game, the show's second season will premiere in 2021. I mean, if you like the anime, check out the game if it's up your alley. If you guys play it, let us know how it is. Are you gonna play it, DC?
Probably not.
There's been a
I would
lot of
have to look
anime
at
mobile
it.
games recently.
Yeah, I've played some of them, and they've all end up disappointing. A lot of the RPG ones do, and I'm a huge RPG fan. But like a lot of mobile
Yeah.
games just end up really disappointing for me. So I mostly just play the clicker games because
Speaking of possible disappointment, James Bond
I don't know about
007
that.
game is in the works at IO Interactive.
They're the
I'm
developers of Hitman, so I don't know if it's going to be disappointment because, I mean,
my
Hitman,
phone just had a
James
name version.
Bond, Hitman, James Bond. They kind of they kind of have like a good base to start with.
Look, my first thought went back to GoldenEye for the N64.
Ah,
Chase in
so
chat says
many,
Genshin rules my life now. Look, there's more games in this world
so
than Genshin.
so many days spent playing GoldenEye. Such a
Yeah,
wonderful
GoldenEye.
game.
That was where my mind went in the first time I read this article. But
Big head mode,
anyway,
odd job,
they announced the game with an extremely
golden
short teaser
PP7.
on November 19th. Project 007 will be developed and published by IO Interactive with the full support of Eon Productions and MGM. On the game's official website, IO says it will feature a wholly original Bond story, and it will be an origin game, the first we've seen for Bond. A tweet from the
Do
official
we
James Bond Twitter account mentions you'll earn your 00 status as part of the game's
do
story.
do we need a James Bond origin though? Do we need one?
Do we not need one, though?
No, we don't need an origin. But
But
do we need an origin for everyone? No, you don't need it. Like how many times have we seen the Spider-Man origin story? You know, you don't need
you're
it.
right. You're right.
People aren't playing James Bond to play through his first mission. You want to play. You want to be James Bond. You know, the legendary super spy who's cool gadgets and awesome car. You know, you don't want to be like
Yeah.
James Bond, the like early years where he's not really into it. You know, he doesn't really have all of his cool gadgets yet.
I
Just
mean,
like you
it's
don't
still
want to
gonna
play.
be
You don't
cool.
want to. Yeah, but you don't want to play Batman whenever Batman's not Batman. Nobody wants to play Bruce Wayne in the game, like Bruce Wayne Training Simulator.
I mean, look, they've made weirder games, let's be real. But the teaser
I'm
shows
waiting
very
for Bruce
little. We
Wayne
see
Training
like the
Simulator.
the angle of the gun that was the old classic intro,
Dun dun
and
dun dun dun.
there you go. It's very early in production, and they're still recruiting developers, and they're planning to launch. The same company is planning to launch Hitman 3 in
Yay!
January 2021. So that's a good thing. But I'm more concerned about whether or not this will be an actual good game or it will just be a meh. I don't think it'll be a
It
bad game.
it
I
depends
think
on
it
if
might
they're
be a
using a similar
meh.
engine to Hitman. I think Hitman has a good engine,
Yeah, you're right.
so it could be good.
Let's see. Biohazard agrees Goldeneye was the bee's knees, and
Yeah,
Chase says it's slander to talk
there are
about
no other games.
Genshin that
Yes.
way. There are no other games. Look, yeah, and then Chase also says they have
Oh
games like Plane
no,
Simulator.
no,
So
Chase. They have railroad station simulator. Not not being on a train, not a train simulator, a train station simulator.
I'll give you a good one. My son on his birthday got $60 from his grandpa, enough to buy a
Uh-huh.
new game. My husband took him to the store, let him buy any game he wanted. You know what game
Was
my
it Farm
newly
Simulator?
eight it was Farming Simulator. My
My
8-year-old bought Farming Simulator.
buddy, no joke, my buddy plays Euro Truck Simulator and Farm Simulator.
Biohazard Smoking Simulator was really funny because you go into rage mode and just destroy everything. Okay, okay. Did you
They
ever play?
have stupid simulators.
They do. Look, this. I think the point of the simulators is their stupidity, though. Let's be real.
Probably, but I know that they're coming out with a Gundam Mechanics Simulator, and that's the only thing I can ever care for right now.
Fair enough. But now it's time for us to delve into our topic today.
I want to
And
build a
we're a
Gundam.
little bit late for Halloween, but we're going to talk about horror anime. Add spooky
Yes.
effects here.
Ooh,
Ooh,
ghost.
ghost and spook
I am
music.
the box ghost.
I like the box ghost. He was my
Beware.
favorite. Danny Phantom. He was just 14 and his parents built a very strange machine. I'm not going to get into that. But
Uh
look,
huh.
actually, it's less ghost with most anime and more like bloody corpses kind of thing
Well,
because that's where anime just almost always goes to.
nothing can be the ghost with the most. That's Beetlejuice.
That's fair.
You're
Look, and
welcome for all that.
animation is in animation it's hard to get like a horror anime because there's big differences between what we consider horror and what they would too because just cultural differences as well. You know what I mean?
I disagree.
You disagree? See,
I
I have not
disagree.
found there's only been one anime and I'll tell you guys which one it is shortly that actually gave me almost an uncomfortable spooky feeling. Like I've been like slightly unsettled by certain scenes in anime, but that was more like the gore, the torture or the horrible thing that was happening than actual like fear of the situation. Does that make any sense?
Tokyo Ghoul.
Yep. That's actually my first one on my list that I want to talk about was
The
Tokyo
the
Ghoul.
tor-
Since you
the
brought it
torture
up,
scene.
we can talk about that first. Yeah, the
The
torture
torture
scene,
scene.
which I have talked about before, actually on this cast. What are you
That
shaking your head for?
that
Like,
scene that scene. Mm.
okay, mad props to everyone who was involved in making that scene in the anime. It was
Matt
gorgeous. Like
Matt
as far as
props just
animation and writing and visuals and all that go, it was gorgeous. But man, watching it was hard. Watching it was hard. It
nah.
was a visceral. Just you were there. You could feel Kaneki's pain. I think I cried for him the first time because I was just like, no, my sweet
Yeah,
boy.
it is. Oh, that is a hard scene to get through. But Tokyo Ghoul, it does what it does
It's far
really
more than just a
well.
torture scene. Yeah, let's be
Yeah,
real.
yeah, it is. It lives up. It at least lives up to the horror title. It really
It does
does. I have noticed, like with a lot of anime, horror basically just means there's monsters in it.
something something that could be scary.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
just
always
like,
monsters.
well,
Like another
I
one I'm going to bring
say
up later
I
is not
say it
monsters.
has monsters in it, but like that's the usual. Like if it has monsters in it or if it has demons in it, it's gonna be labeled horror. That just seems to be the trend.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
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 yeah, look,
Tokyo
to
Ghoul well earns its title of horror.
it does. It does. And look, it's done in more like I say mainly it goes for the visual like bodies and blood and gore. That's like what you're going to see if you're looking for a specific most of the time.
Well,
Most of the time.
that's most American horror nowadays,
Yeah, that's true, but that kind
especially
of
the
horror
Saw
doesn't get
series.
me. That kind of horror doesn't get me. I'll
Well,
be
that doesn't
like,
get
"Ooh,
you.
that's awful." But I'm still gonna watch. Oh, dude just got
That
his head chopped off. But
Yeah, but
that's
that doesn't make it
I'm
not horror.
no, but that doesn't exactly. Maybe I'm desensitized from playing video games because
Maybe
like
we're just desensitized from like all of the body horror that exists in American movies, and not even
you're
like
right.
good body horror. Like real good body horror is like The Thing, you know. That's some good
Yeah,
body horror. That's some
yeah,
horror that'll keep you up at night.
yeah. Look, and then we
And
talk about the
the
torture scene
yeah
again.
that's
Like
a mm,
that was well done. Like even like I'm all a pleb dub watcher. I know, but even his voice actors in the dub, just those screams. I want to know what that voice actor was doing to get those screams. Just I'm just like because I felt it. I felt it. But anyway,
well. That's the point
torture.
of being an actor. You have to.
You're right. You're right. You're
I can
right. You're
tell
right. You're
you
right. Yes, I
as
know. You know
someone
how to write a book. You have a book about writing
I
the books. I know
I
you
can
do
tell you
that.
no. That's different. As someone, my mom was a casting director, and one of the tricks and tips for getting people to act out the emotions you want them to is to have them remember a time when they felt that. Like most people can remember stubbing their toe, or they can remember breaking a bone, and you can
Yeah,
remember how you felt in that moment, and you use that to draw upon the emotion, and then you push it forward.
it is a fancy cape, for I am chilly.
Bio
But
says,
anyway,
yeah, gore horror is great, but I'm desensitized. Agreed.
yeah, Look, I have as I we talked about a little bit in pre-show. Like I have to have like the whole atmosphere and everything, and it's not always like the outspoken horror that gets me. It's the more subtle stuff. But let's see if you got any good ones there, DC.
I'm going to talk about Trinity Blood.
I have
I
seen half of that show, and then
it it is
disaster befell my DVD box set.
a very interesting animation. There's difference between the three different adaptations. Again, it's a series of light novels, and then it became a manga, and then it became an anime. So there's always gonna be different. But it's basically takes place after a vampire apocalypse. Is the best way to put it.
A
There
vampire
was
apocalypse, you
there
say?
was a vampire apocalypse. Yes. So what happens in the anime is that humanity tries to colonize Mars. They discover a virus and these nanomachines. They inject the virus. They become vampires. Then there's the nanomachines that turn people into vampires that drink the blood of vampires.
Right. Because
Yeah,
that's a big no-no with most other vampire lore.
yeah. Well, that's because it's. I mean, they're not really vampires so much as a virus and nanomachines, and the nanomachines kill the virus. You feel it? You get it?
And they need to
It's
drink blood. Why?
look,
Sorry, I know. Too many
virus.
questions. I know. Look, I know. I ruin everything with my endless amounts of questions. But carry on. Why is
Yes.
it
So
spoopy, scary horror? Ooh.
just because of like what happens. Anytime you've got vampires fighting each other, you get cool, awesome battles. And as much as it can be like terrifying to see people being eaten by vampires and things like that. You get the main character drinking the blood of vampires. It's just I'm trying to remember because I watched this series and I really enjoyed it a lot. And it's less that I enjoy it for its horror aspect, and more that I enjoy it because it's well written, it's well drawn. I love the artwork, I love the battles, I love the characterization, and it makes a good series with horror aspects. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And and look, as I said, I did have that way back in the day when I was a little wait baby weeb, but horror befell my box set. And I never got to finish it. I don't even remember it. It was a bad time. But anyway, Chase in chat says, look at Japanese horror films rather than Western horror films. The Japanese horror films are really great, but there's quite a gap from regular films to their anime, which,
Yeah.
I imagine that's going to happen. But, we're only talking about anime today, and that's okay. Maybe we can talk about some Japanese horror films in the future season. Let's throw
I
that in there.
have many things I would like to discuss about Japanese horror films.
I have never seen any, so, yeet
We
me some
will we'll
suggestions.
oh, I will.
I mean, no promises I'm going to watch them anytime soon because I am a busy, busy, busy woman, but when I have time. Because I do love
Stop
horror.
being so busy.
I wish. You want to just be my secretary and handle my day-to-day things so I can go
No.
back to playing video games and watching as much anime as I want?
No.
Please?
No.
Please? I'll
No.
give you a cookie a week.
No.
2 cookies.
No. What's your next choice?
My
What's
next
another one of your
one.
choices?
I'm gonna throw another up here for my number 2 choice. Well, number
I
4.
was
Whatever. We're not number.
yeah, I was gonna talk about
My
another, but
next choice.
I feel like we've talked about it so much. You know what I mean?
You're right, but it still deserves some recognition because, look, it wasn't scary, but it had its moments. There was a few moments that were
It
actually suspenseful.
it had a lot of suspense, it had a lot of
Mm-hmm.
shock, and
Yeah, a lot of shock.
there was a lot of tension. The anime was really well done. I believe it did horror properly in a way, in that you felt suspense, you felt tense, you felt
But it still
worried.
had those shocking, like, I liked how creative they were with their death scenes.
Oh
Honestly,
yeah.
an
Oh
umbrella,
yeah.
an elevator, a bulldozer.
Oh yeah. There was
Like
some
you'll see, I
falling off
actually
a
chose the
mountain.
GIF. the umbrella gif there, and I was just like, I think I can get away with this. There's not actually, it's
There's
very PG-13. You just see the
cut up by a
poke.
boat. That was another one. Cut up by a
Yeah,
boat.
cut it by boat.
Some
Look,
good
and
choice
it was
deaths.
good because you knew it was coming, and even the beach episode was not exempt from it.
No,
Yes,
no.
Final Destination. It's actually in my notes, Chase. I'm glad you said that. It's in my notes, and it's just very Final Destination-ish, like y'all gonna die.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still it's not just the horror aspect. I enjoyed that anime through and through, completely. I mean,
Oh yeah, I agree.
I
It
don't.
was just solid anime.
It was solid anime and
It
short and
was. It
sweet,
was.
good
It was
anime.
really good.
Gave me some thrills. If you've not seen it, we watched it. Excuse me, I just
We
burped.
watched it for
We watched
season
it
0, which is
season 0
Patreon
of our.
exclusive.
It is. If you guys want to watch our season 0 and watch us watch our reviews of this anime,
Another
the
in
Patreon.
Bakuno.
Yep, and
Another
Bacano. It's
Bakuno.
Bacano.
Bakuno.
Bacano. You're
I
gonna trigger chat.
I love it. But yeah, no, another was really good. It set things up really well. You didn't know, you couldn't even trust that the main characters were gonna live.
Yeah, you could, and then it also had you suspicious of one of the main
Yeah,
characters this whole time
he did a
because
really good job at that.
that girl was creepy. She had her moments. I'm just gonna
Hmm.
act like a doll, and it's perfectly acceptable.
Yeah,
No,
no, it
no,
never let you feel safe.
no. There was no scene, and then and then they like threw you for a loop. Even the scenes that they lay out. Oh, this is safe. This is fine. Somebody dies.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, okay, we're good now. It built up the suspense, and then when you didn't think it would happen, just like the
Classroom,
moment you felt,
teacher. I mean,
yeah, the
like
moment you felt safe, you were like, all right, I feel safe now. Mostly with the beach scene, it was like, you were like, okay,
it's a
they're out of
beach
yeah,
scene.
they're out of the. You're
They're
just
not gonna
sitting there
kill
thinking,
anybody during the beach scene.
you're thinking like, okay, is it gonna be while they're going to the beach, or is it gonna be when they're coming back from the beach?
Or
When is
maybe
it
it's
gonna
the
happen?
drive, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, no, he passes out while swimming, and you're just like, what?
Biohazard 13 in chat says, one of my favorite Asian films is Train to Busan. I was scared the whole way through and bawled at the end. I feel Asian films have more depth in them than traditional Western horror. And
I feel that way just about many Japanese
I've
films and
actually been meaning to
Korean
watch that
films.
because I think they actually made an anime sequel to Train to Busan, and I wanted to watch that, but I want to
I
watch.
I want to watch Crows Zero because it is a live action film series based off of a manga series, and the film series is a prequel to the manga series.
Interesting. Chase in chat says they do. They have way more emotional attachment to them, and they far surpass the West. Well, it
Have
looks like I'm gonna have
you
to start watching more Japanese horror movies in my
uh
free time,
oh,
man.
a good movie you should watch is oh, what is it? It's The Great Gambler Kenji, I think. It's based off of a manga
I'm
series,
getting my pens out. Hold on.
but
Look at my pretty pens. Pretty
it
pens.
is so good. It's not a horror per se, but the stuff that happens in it is terrifying.
The Great Gambler Manji?
Kenji, I think it is. I'll look it up
Kenji.
for you. I'll look it up for you. But it is,
Okay.
again, it's not horror per se, but there are elements of it that act
Hmm.
as a great like thriller and really mess you up.
Nice, nice.
Also,
And
my neighbor 13 is a really good horror one. It's a really good horror movie.
we'll have to take note of all of these. But another one, that you got another one for us? I
I want to
almost
talk
took your
about,
turn.
yeah, I want to talk about Anjin.
Punjin. I've never heard of it.
Anjin, Anjin.
Oh,
Anjin.
Punjin. Oh,
It
Buyer in chat says Erased is a good anime. I haven't seen it in live action film, but that show was great. That was almost an anime club pick for this season.
Yeah, Ajin. Sorry, Ajin. Again. It is
Okay,
Ajin Demi-Human.
tell me
It
about
was
Ajin.
okay. So it was originally a manga series. It was picked up. I think it's done on Netflix right now. Um, but it was a manga series that's been adapted into a 3D anime film trilogy by Polygon Pictures.
Hmm.
So very interesting, but it's about humans that can summon forth these weird uh creatures or become these weird creatures that look like they're made up of bandages, and they're called Ajin.
So mummies?
Not particularly mummies. Um, it's really hard to describe them, but they're called like black ghosts. They're
Hmm.
invisible to people, but they'll like the main character just wants to like live, but everyone's goal is to
And that's a reasonable goal to live.
yeah, but everyone's goal is to get rid of the Ajin because they're like they view them as these cursed beings and things like that. And so the main character isn't what you think, but he fits the horror
What
genre
I'm thinking.
in that he's a psychopath.
Interesting. I
He
might call
leaves
up
yeah,
Loki.
he leaves his town because people were like, "Oh, he's an Anjin. We got to kill him." And he ends up literally doing anything he can to survive. He meets up with this other guy who kind of like is like, "Oh, I know you. I know you." And the main character murders him because
Hmm.
he's a threat to his comfortable lifestyle.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's a reason.
The main villain of the series is an Ajin who is like an older man, and he also is a psychopath. His whole goal is to like make a society for the Ajin and kill like humanity because of their, the whole idea like we're the superior people and blah blah blah. But it's just an interesting series of psychopath who wants to just live his life and will murder anyone who gets in the way of him living a normal life versus psychopath who wants to murder everyone so that he can be at the top of the food chain.
I mean, neither of those are exactly. I mean,
It is a very interesting series with supernatural elements, government agents trying to take down the Ajin, kid who just wants to survive is being tracked down by the police
do
because
the
he keeps
government
murdering
agents
people.
also have the ability to
Yeah,
summon the shadow mummies? So it's like a
yeah,
shadow mummy Pokemon battle,
kind of, yeah.
or like what's JoJo's use? Stands, stands.
Stands. Yeah, it's like stands. It's a
I haven't got to
very
that part in JoJo yet.
it's such a weird series, but it's so fun. It's so
I
fun,
mean, it sounds entertaining. I'll
especially with
probably
your
check it out next time I need
yeah.
something to watch.
It's a horror slash dark fantasy. It's
Hmm.
really cool, uh, and it's really messed up. It's just really messed. I don't want to spoil these too much because I really want people to check them out.
Why are you
And
shaming us, Chase? I see you shaming in chat. Why are you shaming us? What did we
yes, I
do?
remember Shaman King.
Yes, I do remember
Uh,
Shaman King, but
so
that
yeah,
was in that era that I don't remember much of anything.
what's
So,
what's what's another good one? What's another
what's
good one
another one?
there?
Let's see. I gotta pick which one to mention next. I'm gonna mention Helsing and or Helsing Ultimate. I mean, obviously Helsing Ultimate is superior because it follows
Well,
the
yeah,
manga
because
better.
it follows the manga more, and Helsing Ultimate is definitely got the horror nailed down. That
And look,
is
and
that
I
is one
love
gruesome
Helsing.
series.
Like I've seen it, and that was one of the few mangas I actually read. But recently,
Hmm.
I had been rewatching it because of the fact that it's one that I didn't remember the ending to.
Yeah,
Memory trash.
I I relatively remember the ending.
Oh, Chase. Oh, haven't reached the stands in JoJo's. Chase, you're watching it with me. Whose fault is that? 50-50, dude. Anyway, but it's just it's bloody and it's visceral and look,
It's
everyone
got a Frankenstein.
Alucard does, and look at Alucard. I love Alucard. I'd let him, Daddy Dracula, bite me any day, just devour me, Daddy. But I'm sorry, he's like the best anti-hero. If you even can consider him a hero out of any that
I
I've ever seen, fight me
I
because
don't think you can really consider Alucard a hero. I
he's
mean,
he's
he's basically just a slave vampire who's just being controlled,
how much of a slave is he though? Because he kind of does a lot of what he wants. I mean,
especially in the
Integra
abridged series.
and we're not talking about the
I
abridged.
know, but the abridged series is so good, so well
And
done.
Integra kind of lets him do what he wants to do as long as he gets the mission done. Like,
Yes,
even when he brings in Sarah, she's just like, "What is this?" And he's like, "I bought you a present." I did, I
I
mean,
wanted a little pet.
he pretty much wanted a pet. He's just like, I kind of liked her.
His,
She was
I,
spicy, so
his
I
whole.
didn't want her to die.
I think Alucard's whole goal is just he wants another vampire like him.
I think he just wants chaos. Let's be real.
Well, you think
Alucard
about
just
it. He
revels in the
throughout
chaos.
throughout the whole series, he hates all the vampires he meets and
Yeah.
just basically
You're
mocks them.
scum.
Yeah, they're not real
Summon the demons that
vampires.
serve you. Oh, you don't have
Yeah.
demons? Then you're dog food. Trash.
Yeah.
Trash.
He's just like, where's your demons, your hellhounds, your beasts? Where are they? Where are they? And it's just like
And
none of
those
them.
vampires that don't know how to be vampires. But let's talk about
They call
actually the
him a
horror aspect.
monster,
Yeah, look, Alucard is a monster. Let's
but
be
I mean,
real.
he's just a true vampire.
He is. But let's also take a look at the horror aspect of it. What was I think it's episode 3 or 4 of both
I'm not.
series that do the two, the Bonnie and Clyde kind of duo of
Oh
the young
yeah,
vampires that are running from house to house in neighborhoods and
just
suburbs and just
murdering.
murdering whole families. And okay, I was first watched that when I was way too young to be watching that anime, period. But that was chilling. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because the way the scene was like the music and the way the camera panned through like the bloody house and the satanic messages written on the walls, because they were like 17-year-old kids, they were hyping their self up.
Oh yeah,
And just that is one scene that has stuck with me, that and your dog food has stuck with me from the Alucard series of all of the things. But like that was probably the most, for me, the one I remember as being the most scary out
Chase
of the
says, "F
series.
Twilight, give me a real vampire, Alucard."
Exactly. Yeah, forget Twilight.
Alucard is such a good vampire.
Oh, he's
He
great.
he he makes you afraid. Al,
And
Al,
look, even the original Hellsing anime, it was not ultimate, so it's not as good, but even then it was still done well. I
mm-hmm.
even enjoyed that one. So good. Now I want to go watch Hellsing right now because
Oh,
Alucard.
so great!
Whew,
It's such a great
Alucard.
series. It's such a great
Yes.
series. There's so many moments that stick with you after it's done, and I think that's the sign of a good or a well done anime. Is like those moments you remember. Like even me
Those
just talking about Ajin, me remembering just like the dude killing like a kid from his school just cuz you're going to ruin my good thing, and like Alucard's almost all of his battles you remember. I mean, him
yeah.
literally crashing a jet into a ship because he'll live. What's he care?
Oh yeah, 100%. That's, you're right. That's what makes a great anime, is those moments that stick with you and give you that one feeling for whatever reason, and you just get that. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Oh yeah.
Hellsing's great, great anime, great horror anime. Look, it's bloody, it's gory, and it's glorious. Like, it's amazing. If you have not seen it, oh, Chase says the part that stuck with me is the Valentine brothers. Yes, that was.
Yeah, those are the summon your dogs. Yeah.
Yeah. And look, they were strong, but not that strong. There's a reason
No,
why Alucard is restricted, okay? The little
they
restriction
were
system.
they were strong for fake vampires.
Yeah, they were. The swearing, incredible. Look, we got to keep it PG-13 here, Chase. We
Yeah,
got to
we
keep
can't
it.
swear. We can't swear. But
We
oof,
we do
yeah.
we do make more work for our poor editors when we swore, so we try not to.
We also
But
can't
anyway,
say who they worked for.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen, what's your next one?
All
Listen.
right. We really want to get into my next one. I don't have these in a specific order, but I want to talk about Mirai Nikki the Future Diary.
Nice,
Do
nice.
you know Mirai Nikki?
No, no.
Okay. So the it
I've
the
heard
the
it's
st-
good. I've heard it's freaky, but I've not heard much more than
You
that.
heard, yeah, Mirai Nikki is indeed freaky. So let's talk about a little bit about the story, just to give you a quick catch up. Ah, we lost Angels. Biohazard, yes. Future Diary is it
I
is crazy. It is 100% insane. So,
we good? We back?
Future Diary is about the main character who has an imaginary friend known as Deus Ex. His name is Yuki Teru, is the main character.
Deus Ex Machina.
Technically, yes. Deus Ex is basically the god of the world, and he's
Okay.
having a tournament for the next god. So the
Oh,
person who
is he
wins,
just tired of being God, so he wants to find a new one, like a
he's
replacement?
dying.
Oh.
He's dying.
So this
He's
character's
so old and
imaginary
dying.
friend
Is
is
actually God,
a dying
and
god. Okay.
yes,
Carry on, carry on. I'm with you so
and
far.
there's like I think there's like 13 other contestants that are all contenders to become God. Each one gets a future telling diary. The diary can only tell, like, it all fits their personalities. There's another character, um, kind
Bio in
of.
chat says Future Diary is very foo.
Yeah, I
Like
already
say
said that.
foo. And
Yeah, I
Chase in
already
chat
said
says
that.
turn. Sorry. Well, remember I cut out
Yeah,
for a minute.
tournament.
And Chase says tournament arc.
Yeah, so there's another girl named as Yuno. Yuki Taro has a
You know.
random a
You
random
know.
diary, which is highly descriptive entries based on the future, and Yuno's diary tells her the future of Yuki.
What's the future of Yuki?
It just tells her what Yuki's future is.
Okay.
She's an obsessive stalker that Yuki has a crush on.
Mm.
I know, he has a crush on his own stalker. Uh, do you know what a
Would that
yandari
not
is?
eliminate the need for stalking?
You would think, but you know what a yandari is?
Isn't that the murder one?
Yeah, she's a
Okay.
yandari.
Gotcha. The murder one.
Uh, yeah, no, bio, not a pink-haired sundari, a pink-haired yandari. Um,
Murder.
she throughout the series, there are times when you discover that she will kill for Yuki.
Ah.
Also,
Okay.
at one point in time, she has Yuki tied to a chair and
That seems.
feeds him.
What does she feed him?
Just feeds him food, and
Okay,
he's
just.
literally like dying in the chair,
Mm.
and she has to help him go to the bathroom. It is horrifying. It is the most
Cringe in the
terrifying.
best way.
It is terrifying. It's terrifying. Also, there's dogs with like human teeth. It's a lot of creepy stuff that goes on
Don't like
in.
that. I don't
No,
like that.
no, there's a whole lot in that series. Dude feeding people to dogs.
Eh.
A lot of
Ramsey Bolton.
there's, yeah, but it it really messes you up. It's really messed up. I don't want to go into it again because
That was my thought, Chase in chat. At least it's food and not her hair or something. That was my
yeah,
thought. Like,
true.
put a piece of me inside you.
The series ends in a way that I didn't want it to. And honestly, it messes you up more the way the series ends. It is, don't you be bored. It is the
No, I'm not
most
bored. I'm just tired. My children woke me up early this morning and I hate
it
it.
it's the most messed up anime I've ever
I want
seen.
you're making me want to watch it. I'm not bored. You're making me want to
No,
watch
no,
this
it is
too.
literally the most messed up anime I've ever seen. And when I got to the end of the series, especially when I was reading the manga, I stood up and I went, "No! No! 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 No!" That was how the ending was for me. It was just me shouting no at my screen and
Right now,
walking
I
away.
guarantee Colette and I are having a mind meld moment because we're both thinking of an anime that's on my list that's coming up that we
Is it
both did
Devilman
that while
Crybaby?
watching. Now, I'm not saying that continue your thing. I need
But
to write
no,
down Future Diary and add to it
yeah,
now.
Future Diaries Mirai Nikki. It's got a superhero. I know it's weird to say. It's got a mad bomber. It's got a crazy psycho stalker girl who murders her own parents. Yeah, yeah,
Fun.
yeah,
Bio, my
yeah.
kids are on Thanksgiving break this week. Let's do it. Time and day, baby. Time and day. She wants to watch the anime with me.
Don't
We'll watch it.
don't let your kids watch it. Don't let your kids watch it.
They're gonna watch it. They're gonna
Don't.
watch it.
I really would say don't. It
They probably will get bored and wander off before the action starts. So
there's lots of moments that you would go for kids. Kids.
fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. But anyway, yeah. I mean, I want. I know. I am curious, but
Yeah,
yeah. Now another one, and
debatable.
everyone gives your energy DBC style, except this isn't the spirit bomb. This is the otaku dom. Please,
No,
please. This caffeine's
I
not doing it for me. I need more.
I
I need more.
recommend an energy drink. Get an energy drink.
Look,
I'm not
I'm not just
showing the
gonna leave in the
brand.
middle of cast and go to the
No,
store and buy an energy drink.
no.
Now, if I
I have a
use
box
my
of them.
meld powers to Bio, who is not far away from me, to bring me a drink while we're in
I
cast,
literally have a box of
she
them.
can take my firstborn children with her. So,
Uh, this one has a king for its design. Because they don't keep the other energy drink I really like at the store anymore.
gotcha,
They got rid of it.
gotcha.
They only have the
And Bio
sour
says
apple kind.
my children can handle it. They've seen worse. Look, if they watched Attack on Titan with me, my kids are little bosses.
I
Okay.
don't think Attack on Titan is as bad as Mirai Nikki. I don't think it even comes close.
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen it. But anyway, my next one is not what you think I'm going to say. It's actually Parasite the Maxim. I'm going to say that one next.
I've never heard of that, or I might have.
AKA Parasite, but the original
No.
manga was called Parasite the Maxim. Well,
Is it
I
like
don't
that
know.
movie? The Korean movie? Go on.
No, no. I actually was watching the anime around the time that that movie came out, and I'm like, what? They made a live action? Nothing at all to do with each other. No. Okay, so Parasite
Me either,
is
Chase. Me either.
Chase
Chase
too
said I don't have that kind
bad.
of energy to give. I said me
Give
either.
me that energy. Give me your life
You
force.
need it's got
I
it's
need
got
it.
300 milligrams of caffeine and 10 calories per can.
Anyway, okay, like if you look at the GIF, you
Electrolytes.
can just get an idea of what we're dealing with. Okay,
Oh, I
they
love
are,
it.
yeah, they're little alien wormy dudes, and
The faculty. The
from space.
faculty. The
Oh,
faculty. That
and
reminds me of the faculty.
I don't know what the faculty is, DC.
It's got Josh Hartnett in it. The Faculty is a movie about aliens that come to a small town, and a bunch of teenagers in high school have to deal with the fact that their school and town is slowly being taken over by these aliens. And the main character that Josh Hartnett plays is a drug dealer, and the drugs actually hurt the aliens and cause them to react.
So
But they
like
love
the movie Signs, but with drugs instead of water.
well, the aliens actually love water, and there's one scene where the entire football team is all infected by this parasite, and they're standing out in the rain or the sprinklers, and they just got like these tentacles coming out of their faces, reaching up to the water.
I was talking about the movie Signs, where the aliens' kryptonite in that movie. Does anyone remember that movie?
Yeah, their
Was
kryptonite
water.
was water. The dumbest thing ever.
The Otaku Empire says the faculties in 1998 American science fiction horror film written by Kevin Williamson. DC out here making 90 kids feel young.
Dude,
Yes.
I watched that movie like 2 years ago as well. I
Oh
love that
well.
movie because it's got Josh Hartnett in it. I love Josh Hartnett.
Look,
I got a little man crush on Josh Hartnett. All right,
that's okay. That's fine.
and
That's
Ryan
fine.
Reynolds.
But
And
anyway,
Ryan
so
Reynolds.
they're
But
little sluggy things, and they all
and The
kind of
Rock.
like fell from heaven.
Yeah,
I don't know. And
same
anyway,
thing.
they infect people. And once they infect people, they take over the brain and then they do that to the people. they nom them. You know what I mean? And look, our main character Shinichi, he was sleeping, had headphones in, and little Wormy tried to crawl in his ear. He had headphones in, couldn't do it. So little Wormy went down his arm, was heading for his mouth. He went in his arm and was heading up for his brain. And Shinichi woke up, belted him off on his arm, and what happened was the parasite had to take residence in his arm or die. So it's actually his right hand what that is actually covered it taken over by the parasite Megami or Migi or Migi. Migi is what they call the parasite. So pretty much he's like, well, look, I'm your host. Like Migi has to protect Shinichi because if his body dies, then he dies. So they're kind of like in this forced union of let's go save everybody else.
Symbiosis.
Exactly, but kind of like a Venom and Eddie thing. Yeah, exactly, Venom.
We are Venom.
Exactly. Work together with your host. And look, like that GIF you guys are seeing right now, that lady's head just gets. I bet you can imagine. Look,
Looks
there's
like,
a lot of scenes like that. Mine's my internet's crap right now. It's loading. Honestly,
it's terrifying.
I was 4 when that movie came out. And moving on. But yeah, the parasites are just like there's other ones that have interesting relationship with their host. You'll have to watch it's a rather short anime. I think it's only like 20-ish episodes. But it's good. It's worth a watch. There's some moments that really they shock you and you're just like, "Whoa!" But look, it's good. It's got some great fight scenes, some great chilling scenes. It's good. Check it out. Dub is actually decent too, so but yeah.
It's nice when the dub's decent.
Yeah. Look, I'm a dub watcher, but even I'm like, oh man, that dub was bad for some dubs that I watch. Like, oh man, their mouth was moving and nothing came out, or you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Let's
yeah.
why don't we
Hit
throw
me
out a
with another
couple
one.
of I was gonna say why don't we throw out a couple of honorable mentions before delving into Anime Club?
That's fine. Look, I didn't even get to talk about my other picks, which was Devilman Crybaby, Corpse Party, Tortured Souls, and then my those were the other two I wanted to talk about.
Corpse Party will mess you up. I really
Corpse
think.
Party, man, it's only 4 episodes, about a half an hour each.
But that game series is horribly messed up. Horribly messed up.
Look, okay, minor spoilers. At one point, there's a smaller, younger human being than the other human beings, and I'm like, ah, yes, they must protect. Nothing's gonna happen to. Oh, okay.
You think that, but no.
They wouldn't do that to a child.
You think that, but it's Japan.
You're right. And like that one was look, I just watched it today. Like I heard about it while researching for this episode, and I'm like watched it and just
if you like psychological thrillers, check out this is anime called Monster. This is one of my honorable mentions. It is a very good psychological thriller.
And then some other honorable mentions I'll be quick.
About. That's about a doctor.
Was High School of the Dead and Dead Man Wonderland. I've watched that one with Colette a couple years back.
Dead Man Wonderland, yes.
I started rewatching it. I wanted to watch that and Corpse Party before the episode, but life. Look, it's only a 12 episoder, you know.
It's really hard to get through Dead Man Wonderland though.
I didn't find it.
Nice. I mean, like in a short period of time.
Oh yeah.
Because you really want to delve into it and enjoy it.
And a lot of sites list animes that I can't exactly say they're horror. We kind of talked about this during the pre-show, but like
there's
Promise Neverland, and even in some places say Black Butler has horror elements, and I'm like,
Black Butler is a great psychological mystery, sci-fi psychological mystery.
Yeah, it's not
because there's a no, not horror, but there's a lot.
Oh my God, she actually did it! Come here!
You did it!
She brought me.
Good job.
You're welcome. Okay, I'm gonna go back now.
You're the best.
There you go.
The sweet taste of energy. You did actually.
It's funny.
Oh, that is funny. She had to drive all the way over like the mile, but
That's not too far.
she's the best. Oh, that sweet, sweet energy. At bio in the chat, dropping by for Angel. Yes, thank you. You're the best. She's not home, so she doesn't know that I'm thanking her again. But that was amazing. I'm just like,
She'll
why is my
see.
door opening?
Yeah, I definitely gotta agree. With Dead Man Wonderland is amazing. I want
Should I
to
be drinking
throw
from the
out
screen?
two that are very very similar. Blood Plus and Blood C are really good.
I
I remember
started
watching them.
watching one
I
of
watched
those.
both of them on Toonami, way back in the day. But
Yes.
both are kind of similar in their style and like what they're about, but they're really good. Um, there's a ton of horror anime out there that deserve your attention. I think the ones that we actually spoke about are like
Sorry, there's a smell. I just smelled a smell, and I'm just offended by this smell. I don't know what it was. Anyway,
yeah,
but yes, Biohazard
the
13
ones
is Bay, and
yeah the ones we talked about definitely Blood Plus, Blood C, Monster, Mirai Nikki, Hellsing, Another. You know, those are all really really solid horror anime that if you're wanting to get
Devilman
into
Crybaby.
Devilman
Devilman
Crybaby,
Crybaby.
but
Devilman Crybaby.
well, just Devilman in general. But if you want to get into horror anime, or if you want to get into anime and you're a really big horror fan, I think those are the animes that'll do it. Those are the animes that when you watch them, especially like Another. I was a big horror fan. I've watched, you know, all of the Friday the 13th, all the Halloweens, all the Nightmare on Elm Streets. I've watched House on Haunted Hill. I've watched you know, I love horror movies. And I think that those are the animes that'll get you into anime if you're a horror fan and you want to like start
Yes.
delving into the horror.
But anyway, we had talked about this in extent today, so we need to.
Yes.
We could always have a future horror. And we didn't even get to ask you guys what your favorite horror was. Do it
But
quick.
let
Do it
us
quick.
know. Tell us
Yeah,
what
let
your
us know.
favorite horror animes are. Leave a
Animes, yeah.
comment. Tell us down below. Tell us in the Discord. Tell us wherever you can. What is your favorite horror anime movie in general? For movies themselves, I really like My Neighbor 13. And there's a few others like, I mean, Ju-on, the classics. You can't go wrong with Ju-on.
Look, I've actually never seen Ju-on or The Grudge. I've never seen that because
Terrifying. They're terrifying.
my home life when I was younger. But one of the ones, as I did mention this as well, I'll be really quick and then we can move on to our next topic. But was recently I've watched in the last, when I say recently, I mean like the last few years. Recently, and it was It Follows. And that is kind of a but
That was
just the
to me.
premise of the constant, if you've ever seen it, it's a premise of something that is constantly coming for you, no matter what you do. There is nothing you could do except for hand the curse off to somebody else. But it's just it's chilling to me, that suspense that you never know, and then it looks like a normal human being. It looks like anybody else until it reaches you, and then you're dead. But anyway, if you have never seen that movie, go watch it.
Did you hear about the Truth or Dare movie they made? It was a demon that killed you through Truth or Dare.
Oh, wait, maybe I did. I don't know. There's a lot of horror movies I skip because they sound dumb. Or they are dumb.
Yeah. No,
My
lately
husband
they've
has
made a
this thing.
Ouija.
My husband has this thing
Ouija's.
for bad horror movies, and I just can't. I can't. Jew stuck with me on my whole life, and sometimes I can't even sleep now because of it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, no. DC, it's time for Anime Club. DC, what's Anime Club?
But well, you already know what Anime Club is, where we watch anime together. Right now, we're doing it on Saturdays, but we get together, we watch anime, we watch anime movies. This is actually important, though. This week's movie was Vampire D, Bloodlust. But what are we doing about next week, Angels?
I was not ready. We are going to next week do the watching of Scroll Faster Computer. Oh, it's a wild card pick
anime,
next
it's
week.
a wild card pick, which means
you juked me, my dude.
We have to.
You juked me.
We have to give out options.
do we have to do
Don't
it
we?
right now? Because
We don't, but I just want people to know that there will be polls and voting for next week's movie. You need to keep an eye out for that because it'll be you that decides.
actually, I was stalling for a minute. Now I'm ready. I know what I want to throw out. What do we want to do that now, or we want to wait for what our picks?
Oh, let's wait. We'll give the
Okay,
people
okay,
look out
okay.
on all of the social medias for that. Look out in the Discord. We will be giving out votes for what movie we will be watching next week. But in Anime Club, we watch 2 animes, specifically Death Parade and Jujutsu Kaisen, aka Sorcery Fight, I believe it's
I
called.
hate that name. I hate it.
It sounds so much better when you say Jujutsu Kaisen.
It does.
Like Jujutsu sounds so much better than sorcery, and Kaisen so much better than fight.
But wait, jujutsu is a form of fighting, so I thought it would be. But you
Jujitsu,
know, oh,
jujutsu, and jujitsu.
you're right. You're right. You're right.
Japanese love their wordplay.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
They really do. They really do. Especially One Piece, Onigiri.
Chase is still upset about anything like Jew, and that's why he cannot play Visage. But look, you're right. But Death Note, not.
Death Parade. Death Parade. It's a parade of death. Yes.
I was looking at a notebook and I said Hollywood Death, and
Yeah, I thought death. I thought notebook. I thought death
yeah,
book.
what's the name? It's episode.
The Death Parade, episode 5, Death March. Death March. Gotta say, normally the title matches the theme or the event that happens. You know, don't really feel like it matched this time, except for maybe month. I don't know.
I have a
I don't know.
dog that's trying to break into the
I
bedroom
don't know.
now.
Robert De
My
Niro. I
anxiety
don't know.
dog is trying to bust in. But anyway, yes, so we start off with our black-haired lady. The
Unnamed black hair.
unnamed.
I'm calling her BHG.
I have BH in my notes, black-haired,
Yeah, I call her
black-haired.
black hair
But
girl.
she's
BHG.
a bed, and she's dreaming about Jimmy's family.
She's
Jimmy and
dreaming
his
about a
family and a
storybook.
girl and a
Yeah.
puppy, and he
Basically,
falls in a hole.
well, okay. Basically, she is dreaming about a storybook, which is called. We do know this. I'm gonna jump a little bit of spoilerish for the episode, but who cares? Chavot, which is the book that we saw previously.
Yeah, we
So
saw
she's
Nona reading.
yeah. So she is dreaming about this boy who sees a girl smiling out in the snow, and he wants to go and play with her. So he gets ready. He goes out, falls into a hole. She comes by and saves him, and he realizes that she's deaf. She can only smile, and so he wants to play with her, and he signifies he wants to play with her by running, jumping, having fun, and playing in the snow until she joins him. And then
Yeah.
she kind of wakes up and is just like, I had that dream again, which is very
Which is
odd.
weird.
Very
Again, having
odd.
the dream, like
Yeah, like I just often dream about this storybook.
it's
Now, look, I
mm.
have reoccurring dreams. None of them are that.
Yes, I
My
agree with you.
reoccurring dream involves a mall.
So then we have our opening, and then our black-haired girl. She showers, prepares for her day. She sees a dress in her closet.
It's a. Did you notice it's a ice skating dress?
Is that what it is? Like a lyrica kind of thing?
Yeah, the leotard thing. Like
Yeah.
why do I know it's ice skating? I don't know. It's just it has that look.
Like
The
gossamer, flowy
yeah
look to
yeah
it.
the specifically like I notice with a lot with ice skaters they wear that like the symbol, the little like design goes at an angle down like that. It's something I
I don't
noticed.
know.
I don't watch a lot of
I
ice
don't know.
skating. I just notice it when I see ice skating themed
I
stuff.
watch Yuri on Ice.
Maybe you noticed it then. It looks very
Look,
similar
there's not
to.
a lot of women ice skaters in that anime.
I guess I go back to like I've seen a lot of TV and movies that involve ice skating because my mom really likes watching Christmassy or winter themed things in December. So I see a lot of it.
But anyway, and then
Also,
she goes
every
into the
TV show.
bar.
Yeah, they go to the
And
bar.
Deckham's replacing the roulette board with an image from her dream
From her
of the
dream.
little
Yes, it's
girl.
the girl. Yeah, very weird.
And she's like, "Why?" And he's like, Nona
Yeah,
told me
chase
to.
the Olympics. Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
no, said it.
He's like, "I don't question the boss lady. You crazy? You crazy?"
But then she's like, oh, so are you gonna like? He gets the memories, which you see his eye do the thing.
Yeah.
That's got to be a weird sensation.
That would be weird. Reliving an entire human being's life in like a span of like a
Well,
second
if you
or two.
remember, what they said is that you only get fragments of the memories. You don't get the whole memory. They just
Yeah.
break it down, give you some fragments. But yeah, he says that something is odd and that there's no need to greet the people. Uh, a dude comes in and a kid comes in. Dude's a jerk. Kid's all like, "You, I'm a kid." She greets the kid, and the guy is like, "Hey, give me a beer," and sort of like remembers ish what's going on. He says, "This
Yeah.
place seems familiar."
He's like, "This place seems familiar, and I think I remember you. I think I met you before." And the kid's just like, "I have no memories of nothing."
Yeah,
And Deckham tries to start their thing, and the dude's like, "I want a beer."
yeah, I want
Like,
a beer. Like I
rude.
said, and
And the
then we
kid
get
gets juice.
solar system pool.
With God.
Well, not God. He states that he's the closest thing there is to God here. Well, no,
Yeah.
because remember very specifically, he says later on that God left a long time ago.
Yeah, he says he's practically God in the
He's
dub.
practically God. Pretty much what I
But he
think he
can't win
means
at
is that
billiards.
yeah, well because he's not God. I think he's like a we because we find out in this when she's talking with him that Nona is a tower manager, so she manages one tower, and I guess he's like the overseer of all of the
Mm-hmm.
managers. So he's not really God,
Can we
but that
talk
would
about
make
how
him
his beard and hair is like
is a
flower
flower.
like?
Yeah. Well, then
Yeah.
also she mentions that later on that he's so laid back and lazy that he's growing flowers on his face.
It's very strange. And I guess she's been in charge for 82 years.
Yeah,
Nona has.
she's been in charge of the tower for 82 years. They've played 5,769 games.
Yes. 69. Nice.
5,769 and he has not won pretty much any of them.
No. And he's yeah, and she's like, "I can't go on." Banned her, but nothing really ground shaking
Yeah,
there.
yeah, it's just it's a world building episode. Very much everything that's going on throughout the episode is just world building. You find out
So
more about Nona, you find out that there's someone above her. You find out that she used to be an arbiter before she was a manager.
yeah. And they're talking about Michelle Kwan in chat, and then
Yeah.
Chase says that he's not God. Ooh.
See? Told you. Told you. He's not
Okay,
God.
so our dude
He's
has
just
a
the general
beard.
manager.
Well, look, he's got a pretty big head to tell everybody I'm pretty much God.
Well, I'm akin
But
to God. I'm the closest thing to God here.
so and then dude has we're back in the Quentin Deckham, and dude has his beer, and he remembers dolls, and he like falls backwards in his chair,
That's
freaking out.
actually an interesting thing that we're back in Quentin Deckham, isn't it? Especially
Is
what
it?
we find out the name later. A name later.
My brain is doing
Oh,
the
we'll get
Windows
there.
98
Oh, we'll get there soon.
freaking
Very soon.
connection to the internet
But yeah,
noises at the moment.
yeah, dude freaks out because he remembers something. He's like, I'm not going through that again. And he remembers the puppets and all sorts of things. And
And he takes a kid
yeah.
hostage with chopsticks.
Yep, with chopsticks.
Yeah. And then we're back to Pool with Flower Dude, and they're still just talking as you pretty much
Yeah.
summed up their conversation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
he
and
leaves and she's going
I
back and
have Nona's busy and has to go. Leaves with Clavis, and God doesn't complain. That is in my notes.
well, yeah, he literally states God left this place a long time ago.
Yeah, and then God has been gone for a long time now,
Yeah.
which was perfectly safe for writing any sort of fiction that involves any of that.
Well,
That's
have
safe.
you? I've noticed this is a very common theme in most depictions of stories with God, is that
He's gone.
if you remember Supernatural, the whole reason for the apocalypse in Supernatural is because Michael and Lucifer
God's
wanted
gone.
to get it over with, and God was gone. Dogma, God was gone.
Let's see. One of my favorite book series. It's now going to be it's now an HBO series. Minor spoilers for the end, and plug your ears till I give you a thumbs up if you don't want to hear. God's gone. Okay, you find out what happens to him, but he's gone. You can
How
unplug your
would
ears
we?
now.
I don't even. You didn't even name the series, so I don't think it matters.
Oh, you're right. His Dark Materials, aka the Golden
Now
Compass.
you just named the
Yeah,
series.
yeah.
Now you
Philip
just named
Pullman.
the series. You could have
I was
just
worried
left it.
about the spoilers. No,
You
but
could have just
he
not named
give
the
me no.
series at all. You could have
You're
just not
right.
named the series and just been
You're
fine.
right. Shut up.
But I think it doesn't really matter as a spoiler because thematically it's a trope. It's not an anime trope, it's just a trope. That
Heck, even in the story the RP story Chase and I were writing for a hot minute, we didn't even know what happened to God. He was gone too. Why the hell not? He's gone. Just gone.
Well, I mean, I think it's very
It's a safe thing to do when it comes to religion and stuff.
It's also much like a parent, or eventually you let your child go off and live their life. And so if you think of that thematically like God being the parent of all life, it makes sense for him to eventually go, now you are on your own.
Boy, do Christians have it wrong. Sorry, that was a joke. That was not serious. I am not bashing
I'm just
a religion.
saying.
Let's move on.
I'm just saying. Well, I mean, even in Christianity, God gave us free will, so that's the whole idea. So, eventually.
Yeah, but it's also like I'm not. Nope, I can get into this
Yeah,
for hours.
it's a very interesting discussion, but yeah. So basically, we get an interesting story. It's a Buddhist story, specifically Japanese Buddhist, because
yeah.
Deckham starts explaining.
Deckham tries to calm the dude down with a story.
Have you heard the story of the spider web? And essentially, the story goes that Buddha sent a spider string down to hell for a man. I wrote it down, but I forgot his name. But
for the dude to climb from hell.
Kanada.
Yeah.
He was a sinner in hell who spared the life of a spider. And so Buddha gave him a way out of hell through a spider string. And as he climbed it, other sinners saw him and started to climb the string as well. And he was forced to cut the string behind him so that they would fall and not follow. And Deckham states, wouldn't it have been better to have hid the string in the first place? And that's when he reveals that he's already attached his strings to the guy. And he says, like this, and pulls him away. Yeah, really tactful.
Yes,
like,
it was.
That was a very excellent tactic by Deckham.
So, black-haired girl makes her kids okay, and I do applaud Deckham's way of handling that. It was very done very well. And Deckham approaches dude, and the dude passes out.
Apologizes for being so rough.
Which he wasn't. He was actually like really good with that dude.
You know, you got to give Deckham credit. He's apologetic.
I like Deckham. He is a good boy.
He's good boy.
He's very good boy. But and then she black-haired girl passes out as well. And then like the kid's like whoops, and Deckham looks over at the kid. And
kid versus Deckham. Kid knocks out black-haired girl. And
yes, he does. And then he lays her down. He's like,
very
oopsie,
gently.
I knocked her out. Excuse me
very
for the
gently.
burp, by the way. And then, they start fighting.
And Deckham handedly wins.
Oh, yes. And but the kid's like, is she really that important to you that you'll fight me for her kind of thing? And Deckham just kind of doesn't respond.
Well, in the dub, he's just like, why are you protecting her? Or in the sub, he says, "Why are you protecting her?"
Okay, I was like, "Wait, I watched the dub. Yeah. Hold on, maybe
in the sub, in the sub, he's questioning why he protects her.
Yeah, and then he does this thing where just bleh, bleh,
he vomits up water, reveals that he's someone else, fires off some motor bullets. Deckham saws him. Basically, Deckham versus water guy
with pointy boy teeth, and his name is Genty.
Genty, who is another arbiter. He's another arbiter, and Deckham pretty much kicks his butt. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Water.
Well, we do get some. Yeah. We get some story time here from Genty.
Yeah.
Genty
I just wanted
pretty
to,
much.
Well, I was gonna say.
Go
I wanted
ahead.
to say
that first.
It's really interesting to me that each arbiter has their own ability. Decim has strings, Genti has water. Is
Mhm.
really interesting. But we
Klaus
get
can use an elevator.
he can. He's very good at his elevator. But
Nona plays pool.
yeah, Nona's a pool shark. She's a pool shark. But it's interesting to me. Essentially, we get the backstory that she is a guest. The black-haired girl is a guest who came there with all of her memories intact, and she
She's
even remembered her death.
and
Which,
Decim could not pass judgment on her.
yeah, because she doesn't fit. You can't draw out her negative emotions
Yep.
when she remembers everything. That's impossible. And so
He
he
couldn't
just
prompt
hasn't
her to play
passed.
the game.
Yeah, no matter what he tried. So they erased her memories, and they're trying something new.
Yep.
But yeah, that's pretty much.
So I was wrong that
that.
she was not in training to become an arbiter. She might be
Told you.
still. I mean, maybe she might still be.
I think
it's possible.
this seems to be all for her judgment. This is how they're judging her.
That's yeah. Judgment period's extended. No memories returned. They say erased her memories, and they let her woke up to be an assistant, so he can judge her as her memories come out, doing these things to other people.
Pretty much, yeah. I really like that. Ginty is trying to continue the fight, but we get a Nona Lariat, which is the whole like boom, knock him down.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Clavis arrives, and we find out that what he's going through is the Quinn's memory test, which is why I said it's very interesting that we're in Quinn Decim. The Quinn's memory test is being delivered to Decim.
I did not make that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, a little. I'm wondering what's going on there.
So the redhead dude Genti was just a decoy.
Yeah,
and the dude was just a doll. He was just a doll with random fake memories implanted in him. Yeah.
Pretty much.
So I guess Decim messed up the test.
Yeah. He gets scolded for messing up the test. He should have realized that it's really weird that he got no memories from the kid, and he should have canceled the game immediately, because if you don't have all the memories, how can you judge anybody?
Yeah, because when they only got memories from the dude, not from the kid. But yeah, he should have realized something was wrong. But he gets scolded, and
moving.
Then the dude becomes a doll. You see his facade.
Like we said,
away,
he's a dummy. But we get a very interesting moment where there's like a throne of bones with blood dripping from the ceiling, and there's a very lovely woman in a skull helmet, known as Castrol, and we get a little thing where we find out. Yeah, we get a little thing where we find out Decim has only been an arbiter for like 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah, it's
and
very
then you
short.
also find out that people are dying
at
way too fast.
An exorbitant rate.
7,000 people an hour.
Yeah, and she's just like, "Hey, I need some aid down here." And Nona's just like, "Well, I'll take that up with the big guy. He's so lazy." Blah blah blah.
Oculus, which is his name, I imagine.
I don't know.
Flower dude.
But yeah, pretty much the story ends with Clavet having to go. Or Ginty having to go because he's got guests coming, and Decim's like, "Do I got any?" And they're like, "Nope, you got the day off."
But Ginty does yell at Decim even more for about black hair. And then he says he can't work with him. At all. So, and then Klaus and him leave.
Good boy Decim takes black haired girl back to bed, puts her in, tucks her in, and she continues her dream where the boy finds out that the girl is deaf. She can't hear anything. And he wants to he tells his mom that he wants to get her to feel his emotions and realize what he feels. And she says that her name is Chavot. And yeah, that's pretty much where it ends. She wakes up and she's like, that dream. Did I fall asleep?
And then we see after the credits, we see Nona laying in her little house, and she's reading that book. So there's a connection there somewhere.
There's something weird going on there.
Look, I don't know. Maybe they were connected at some point, some way, somehow. I don't know. I have no idea.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yes. Oh, chase and chat skills. Klaus can work elevator. Look, I know we only saw Klaus for like 5 minutes in total, but I think Clavis, whatever his name is. He's funny. I like him. But anyway,
Jujutsu Kaisen, very very interesting episode. Most like the first
The
half is a
cursed
combat.
womb must die too.
Part 2. Most of the
Yes.
first part is just battle. It's a fight between Sukuna and Fushiguro.
Yep.
And I'm pretty much just gonna speed through that because
That's fine. But
it's
it's pretty much
fine.
Megumi's like, look, I just gotta hold on until Yuji can take back over. And Saikuno's like, yeah, he's not coming back, dude. And that's what they're
Yeah,
doing.
he
They're
basically
fighting.
he's weak. He's not coming back. He eats the other finger. He has
Yep.
an amazing battle where Sukuna just shows off how much fun he is. He's just a fun character. He really is
Look,
just he's
I
just
do
really
enjoy
fun.
Saikuno. I do enjoy him.
Sukuna.
Oh,
Why
Klaus
did
is
you
not
call
an
him
anime
Saikuno?
character, though. I love an Umbrella Academy anime, yes.
His name is Sukuna. Sukuna. Sukuna.
Sakuna, whatever. Dude, I
Keep
like
calling him
Sakuna.
He's
I know I call him
awesome.
Saikuno a lot. I don't know
He
why.
is
But
awesome.
Sakuna is awesome. I quite enjoy him.
He also
And
rips his own heart out.
Yeah, look, he pretty much says, look,
Yeah.
Yuji's not coming back because if he takes over,
If he
he'll
does,
die.
he'll die. And pretty much he states, Fushiguro's like, oh, he'll come back. And Sukuna's just like, nah, he doesn't got the cojones to kill himself.
He like plunges into their own chest because it's a shared body and pulls
At
out
this point,
Yuji's
it's his
heart
chest.
and yeets the heart. And he's like,
Yeah,
yep, Yuji's not coming back now.
Yeah, so they have a battle where Fushiguro's plan is get him to regrow the heart.
Oh, Klaus from yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
Not
Otaku Empire.
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Fushiguro's not strong enough to make Sukuna give up or even try.
No.
And we do get confirmation. White Wolf was destroyed.
Sadness. It made me sad.
And Orochi was destroyed.
The snake.
You kind of find out you find out later in the series what exactly his power is. He is basically a Shikigami user. If you don't know about Shikigami, their spirits trapped in a paper doll usually. But he uses
his shadows.
Yeah.
But he was using the bird with the stone mask, and then that dude was at his limit, so he let him go.
Pretty much Sukuna DBZ fights him, kicks him through buildings, kicks him through the wall. Because he's like, we have all this open space, let's use it.
We see memories now. In between this, we see memories.
Yes, memories. Where
definitely memories. It has like the grainy, flashbacky filter, and it's of a woman, and she's a very sweet person. Sumaki is her name, and she deserved happiness, but it was cursed. And Megumi is mad at his dad
because he named him Megumi with no care to his gender, because Megumi is a female name.
And Megumi's driving thing is
like a boy named Sue.
Yeah, Megumi's driving thing, you find out what he wants.
He just wants to,
Go ahead.
He wants to save good people. He doesn't care if it's unfair. He just wants to save good
people. Yuji wants to save everybody. Megumi wants, like, look, people that are deserve it are people I'll fight for. That's why he couldn't give a damn when the prisoners were dead. He didn't care. They're prisoners. They're bad guys. People. Yeah.
So we get to the moment where Fushiguro is on the ground bleeding, and Sukuna asks him an interesting question of, why did you run?
Yeah.
Because he says it was a waste of talent. And Sukuna is saying that Fushiguro has a talent that he doesn't normally recognize.
Mm-hmm. And look, and then he's like, because he gets all excited for the fight, and then it's like Fushiguro burns through his life force to power himself up, and then he still gets his butt kicked, and that's where
he
like,
didn't till the end. He was going to start doing it till the end. Yeah. But we kind of get a plot block in this moment when Sukuna and them are having this discussion, and he says he's gonna, Fushigo's like, I'm gonna save people unfairly. I don't care. Starts like burning with the cursed energy. Sukuna's like, oh, you're gonna burn through your life. And he says something like the sacred treasures 8 point, like, goes off on this thing, and then he
look,
stops.
I think I even show me what you got. Sacred treasure, swing and ring, 8 grip, and then the fire like burns out.
Yeah, and he's like, he tells him, he's like, I didn't save you because he tells Yuji, I only saved you because I didn't want another good guy to die. And Yuji's just like, he's like,
I'm not a hero. I'm not a hero. I'm a jujutsu sorcerer.
Yeah, but Yuji takes
And
over and he's just like, you're a pain in the butt. We're just too different. And he's like, look, I just want
but
you
he
and Nabara to have a good
understands
life.
Megumi's
Yeah,
conviction.
but he
He
disagrees with
doesn't
him.
agree with it, but he's like, yeah, I get it.
But he's just
And
like, yeah,
then
live a long life. And Yuji falls to the ground and
falls
passes
forward,
away.
dead.
Then we get an
Megumi
introduction.
cries. That's in my
Yeah,
notes. He cries.
but we get an introduction to Volcano Head, is what I call him
We have
affectionately.
Kimono Dude, One Eye Dude, Rock Boy, Octopus Man. They're all walking through the street.
I don't call him Octopus Man. I call him Baby Cthulhu.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
There's it's Branch Head because he's literally got branches for eyes, and he says something in some weird language, and he gets yelled at by Volcano Head because he's like, we can't stop talking. We can't understand what you're saying, but this meaning still flows in my head, and I hate it. But
So anyway, there's
yeah,
there's a normal human person, and he's in a kimono, and he's with all these cursed looking
curse
creatures.
spirits.
Yeah, and they're talking about a precious finger and testing
Yeah.
Saikuno, and they're spirits, so they can't see them.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, and so they go to the restaurant. They go
One,
to a
please.
restaurant, sit down.
Table for one. Then we get Gojo Sensei talking about how he's upset over Yuji being killed, and pretty much blames it on the higher ups for not wanting
They pretty
Sukuna's
much
vessel.
They pretty
Yeah.
much
They sent
set
them
it
on a
up.
mission.
They set it up.
Yeah.
They knew they,
They
wouldn't be
were-
able to survive
They
that mission.
wanted Yuji to die, and if Nabara and Fushiguro died, then that would just make Gojo look bad. So they specifically
Yep.
waited till he was out on a mission. And he pretty much says like, I could always just kill all the higher ups.
Oh, he's pissed. He's
Oh,
not
yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
And this lady walks in, and her name is Lieri-san, and
Yeah,
she
and
comments,
she's
talks to
commenting
Gojo
on like,
for a
yeah,
few minutes.
I like Gojo because he's like, I've always been a nice guy who loves his students. What are you talking about? And she's like,
Yeah.
can I take him apart as I please for Yuji's
Yeah,
corpse? And he's just like,
they're
yeah,
sitting
do
in front
whatever.
of Yuji's corpse, pretty much, and she's like, "Can I do whatever I want with him?" And Gojo's like, "Yeah, I guess, go for it." So then we're out on the steps, and Megumi and Hammer Girl are talking,
Yeah, Nabara
and they're
talking,
bummed and they're sad, and
Fushigura's like, "Are you sad?" And she says, "I'm not some simple woman who cries over a man she's only known for 2 weeks, but you see that her lip is trembling, and she
she's got the quiver.
sad."
She's got the
Yeah,
quiver.
and it's a nice little moment, and we get introduced to Zenin Senpai, who shows up, and she's just like, "Why are you so sad? Is this a wake or something?"
And we also look, and then Panda and the rice bowl dude show up.
Yeah.
Look, I don't understand it. There's one dude that can only talk in rice ball ingredients, and then there's literally just a giant talking panda.
I think you will understand when Fushiguro describes them. But yeah, they basically say that someone did die, and she's just like, "Well, why did you say that earlier? It makes me look like a heartless
"Ooh."
demon." Yeah, it makes me look like a heartless
Yeah.
demon, and Panda's just like, "Yeah, that's how you came off."
It was a very
But,
humorous scene,
yes,
and they broke the sad with the humor. It was nice.
So
but,
yes, we find out because Fushiguro tells her that we have Zenin Maki is a cursed tool user. Then
which looks like Best Genist, the dude that talks in rice ball ingredients. He's got like the thing pulled up to right here.
Cursed speech user Inumaki. That's his name.
He can only talk in ingredients of rice balls, and I have WTF in my notes.
Yeah.
And then Panda Senpai gets no explanation whatsoever.
No,
he's like, "Oh
and
yeah,
then he's like,
that's
and
Panda
that's
Senpai."
Panda Senpai.
Yeah.
And she's just like, "You're not gonna explain more about Panda?" Well, he says there's
No.
also one named Okutsu, but Okutsu is overseas at the moment.
Yeah, and then the Hammer Girl wants to know about the panda named Panda, as we just said, but they just do not offer any other information about our panda named Panda that's talking.
Well, he's a
and
panda.
a Jujutsu sorcerer.
He's a panda.
And then Panda is very polite. Panda's very polite.
He's great.
He apologizes for interrupt their morning, but they want them to participate in Kyoto Sister School exchange event.
Yeah, pretty much. It's usually for the second and third years, but all the third years are currently suspended, so they need the first years to join in, and they just convince the first years to join, and like they all agree that they're gonna get stronger, do this, Yeah, we find out anything goes in the tournament except for killing. They're gonna go through training for it. Um, they explain they're like, oh, aren't we usually busy? It's like, well, usually we're busy in the summer because emotions build up over winter and over time. Again, cursed spirits are made up of negative emotions, so due to the winter blues and everything, it builds up till the summer when it swells. But they're fine right now. Pretty much, they can get away with it. Um, we also find out that uh, normally the way that it goes is that they do they do event where it's team battle than individual battles. We kind of find that a little bit later.
Tournament arc.
Yeah, but we cut back to
Kimono dude.
we cut back to the cursed spirits. They're talking about how basically their boss wants to flip the script. Spirits being the ones on top, get rid of the humans because cursed spirits are made up of anger and hatred, and those are the
And
true
lies.
emotions. Yeah, those are the
Yeah.
true emotions. They're not made up of lies. They're just made up of negative emotions, but are the true emotions. Thus,
Oh,
they're
that's
the
right.
true
That's it. It's a
humans.
truth without a lie.
Yeah, they're the truth without a lie. They're the true humans, and
they're pure beings with no limitations.
yeah, they want to know how to win the war. Kimono
Against
dude tells
jujutsu
them
sorcerers.
there's two ways. First, you must eliminate the strongest jujutsu sorcerer, Gojo. Second,
Gojo.
you have to get Sukuna, aka Yuji, on your side.
And he's the eyeballs dude's like, isn't he dead?
And he's just
And
like, I wondered
Kimono
about
dude's
that.
like, is he though? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we see it's the camera like on Yuji's
zooms
corpse.
In, yeah. And
it
we
zooms
see
in to his chest hole.
Sukuna sitting on a throne of skulls.
And
he's just like,
yeah,
I
and
don't
he's
like you peering inside me, boy.
Don't look inside me without permission. I hate it. And
Yeah.
then he goes, brat. And then our ending.
Yeah.
Which clearly he was talking to Yuji, I imagine.
And we get a fun little end
credits.
scene.
There's a fun little thing that about them whether or not Panda smells.
Yeah. Maki's saying Panda stinks because he smells like an animal and he doesn't take a bath, and he's like, I don't like getting wet and I Febreze every day. And they're just like, smell him and make sure. And Fushiguro and Nobara are smelling him, and she's doing the like waft, and he's just over there like, and he's like, kind of smells like the sun.
Yeah, the sun, and it was cute. It was cute and it was fun. Good stuff there after that weirdness.
Yes.
But yeah. So that was our anime club episodes for the week, and our movie was Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, but
we're
going to talk about that
after. So
that's the show after the show. That's our post show for Patreons only.
Before we get into the Empire news, let's go ahead and give our picks, our votes for what we want for the wild card.
What's gonna be yours?
What's yours?
1, 2, 3, not it. No. I asked you first. No, I asked you first.
So I've decided I'm gonna just flat out go with it. I'm gonna throw up One Piece movie 5. One Piece, the Baron Otsumotsu or whatever's island. It is Baron Omatsuri and the Secret Island.
Bless you. Mine is going to be Mary and the Witch's Flower. So look, it's a good movie. It's very Ghibli style, cute little children, lots of magic. You want to watch that. You don't want to watch a One Piece movie. You want to watch that movie.
Baron Omatsuri and the Secret Island is my favorite One Piece movie. It is a story of loss, a story of fun and adventure, and it is very emotional, very good. It has
Mary and the Witch's Flower is more of like discovery and magic, very
yes,
Ghibli,
Otaku Empire. It is the darkest One Piece movie.
But yes, you must go to Twitter to vote for your pick when we get that up. I'm just keep
I will
an eye
be
on
retweeting it.
Yes, and as will I, even though I don't do my, but I'll put it on my other social medias too. So yes, please vote for which movie you want to watch and you want to hear us talk about if you're Patreons. So
and you vote for One Piece.
Vote for Mary and the Witch's Flower. It's an instant classic. It's very good. Animation's beautiful. It's great. It's great.
It's not great. As good. I guarantee.
It's great. I don't want to watch a One Piece movie.
Watch it and deal with it. It's amazing.
Not if I win, good sir. Not if I win. And don't forget that if yours loses, you can't bring it back for a while. Maybe never.
Yeah, it's fine.
Maybe never.
It's
That's
fine.
okay.
I'll watch it on my own because
I
it's really a
lost Wolf
fantastic film.
Children, okay? It was an ill match, but let's hope that this one is not. Anyway, our Empire news, we don't have a whole lot going on right now. Just keep your eye on for the Twitter for choking on my own spit.
Keep your eye out for the vote coming up for the movies. Vote for One Piece or vote for
Mary and the Witch's Flower.
whichever you wish to see. I do highly recommend Baron Omatsuri. It is such a good movie. It is very
Mary and
dark,
the Witch's Flower.
very emotional, very good. It is a story
Definitely.
of friendship and pain.
Mary and
loss.
Witch's Flower stand alone. You don't have to watch or know anything about any other pre-existing worlds to enjoy the movie. But anyway, enough about that. Well, I also like to thank our Patreons this time, and that's Chase
Shout out
Harvey,
to our patrons.
Zach Cake, Lissa AXO, and Adam Shapansky. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Adam. If I'm not, shoot me a message on any platform, and I will be sure to pronounce it properly in the future. But thanks so much
for being
here, for watching. The Otaku Empire wonders if it's fair. It's probably not fair because One Piece is part of a franchise and Mary and the Witch's Flower is not. Maybe that was strategic on my part. Maybe it wasn't. Who knows? Who knows? Never. We have to go now. So
thank you all for watching. We'll see you later. Take care of yourselves. Let us know in the comments down below about your favorite horror movies.
Yes, favorite horror movies and all that kind of stuff. Not comments below or hit up the Discord. There's a lounge for discussing things. But thanks for being here. Bye, guys.
Bye. Take care.